Hello again, this is Asian with Jeep and welcome to the 6th episode of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Operator Mod Guide. For this video, let's take a look at the ABR 223's Operator Mod, Repeater. The Repeater depicts itself as a programmable burst control for the ABR 223 tactical rifle, with an ability to shorten the burst delay. To equip this mod, you actually need 3 points from your pick 10 class. 1 point is for the primary operator mod wildcard, and the operator mod itself will cost 2 points. Note that the mod will disable the extra 2 attachment slots, leaving you with just an optic and 3 attachment slots available. The ABR's operator mod will convert the manually fired 3-round burst mode into an auto burst mode with a reduced burst delay as the trigger held down. There was a patch that slightly changed the profile of this operator mod, as the reduced delay starts after the 3rd burst, instead of the 2nd one during post-patch. After the 3rd burst is being fired, the burst delay will be reduced slightly after each successive shots, with a potential to reach a fastest fire rate possible, pretty much like a full auto mode. The faster fire rate means that you'll get a better consistency and a faster time to kill. Of course, any modifier that increases the fire rate means that you're likely to reload really often with a faster ammo consumption. Otherwise, another downside is an increased recoil after your initial burst, due to a less time for the weapon to settle, limiting the ABR's long-range effectiveness against a distant opponent. The ABR's damage is moderate, with 4 shots needed to kill, or 5 at the longest sight line, so you always need 2 bursts to kill to the body in core. With the Repeater, the faster overall fire rate is more effective should your initial bursts fail to kill, or when engaging multiple enemies simultaneously, as the second enemy nearby will quickly be saturated with an elevated fire rate of the Repeater. This feature will often save your life if you run into multiple enemies by surprise. The mod is useful against close range opponents too, as you can simply hold down the trigger, and if your first 3 bursts can connect, the shorter burst delay will likely to finish him off with a better consistency. So if you like to play aggressively or play on smaller maps, the laser sight would be a nice attachment to have, with an increased hipfire accuracy. Just spray with it. Note that the ABR also has a laser sight 2 as well, so you can use both laser sight 1 and 2, but it seems to be a little bit overkill in my taste. The laser sight 2 will further increase the hipfire accuracy with no movement penalty. So if that's your thing, go ahead. Otherwise, attachments like the extended magazine, stock, and suppressor are useful for general purposes. To summarize this, the Repeater is one of the more powerful operator mod that will quickly shred the opposition should your first initial burst fail to kill, and works well against multiple enemies with a faster fire rate as your advantage. Of course, you need to hold down your trigger long enough to achieve this, and the benefit does not start until the 3rd burst is being fired. The mod is less effective if you can kill the single enemy within 2 bursts before the Repeater starts to shorten the burst delay. It will be somewhat useless in hardcore, as you can kill the enemy with just 1 burst, and the Repeater might be overkill. Also, your long-range capability will be limited due to increased recoil after a couple of bursts, and you need to reload really often as the fire rate will shoot through your ammo supply really quickly. Nonetheless, the ability to fire the burst quickly by simply holding down the trigger means that you can focus more on your sights and less on your trigger when compared to the default configuration of the ABR, in which you need to fire the bursts manually. The Repeater will read your opposition quickly, especially if they come in as a pair. And that concludes the guide for the operator mod of the ABR 223, the Repeater. For the next episode, we will be taking a look at the Hades LMG operator mod, the Crossbar. This is Asian with Jeep, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.